All right. So just doing a little impromptu stream, and I'm still getting used to all this. I just done a stream with the Sausage Factory. I don't know, it'll be up for a few hours, so I figured why not an impromptu sort of stream. And pretty much what I'm doing here is trying to get the video up so I can look at the chat. Can never get used to this. Let's see. I always forget how is the best way to find this video so I can look at the chat. I think this. I would invite people from the Sausage Factory, but I'm sure they're headed to bed. I'm usually a night owl. But yeah, this is an impromptu. Okay, there's the video. All right. I see the chat. Hawaii Dispenser. KLR Thumper. Yeah, thank you for that. Screaming Joker Productions. This is a film in 1996 to compete with Independence Day. It starred Charles Napier. I don't remember any Charles Napier film from 1996. Doing good, Jason 36M. Cole is gay from the Sausage Factory. Doing well. Thank you for the balloons in the chat. I was going to offer this invitation to people in the Sausage Factory. I did ask B-Movie Mike, but I'm sure most of these people are heading to bed. And like I said, I'm a night owl. And that's from the days I used to work at Target, where I have to get up like at 2 in the morning to get to work at 4 in the morning. And so I've always been sort of a night owl. Get to bed late and then sleep, even if it's just for a few hours. Have a good night. Hey Caleb, and Chris is cool, doing good. J Rock 75,000. Just this impromptu, out of the blue stream. Wasn't really planning on anything. Thank you, BV Hunter. Thank you for that. Just letting some people know that there is a stream here. The beginning of these are always a bit iffy because I'm always trying to get stuff going. Thank you, Baby Herman. I do promise, Baby Herman, I do not get drunk. I swear I've only had 5 beverages. That's not from the Sausage Factory. Jessica Williams asked, what do you think of the Injustice 2 TMNT trailer? I don't have Injustice, but it's sad that the video game looks a lot better than $100 million movies that come into theaters. Hi, the Joker. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. Sup, Matt. Doing good, Shadow Dragon. Streaming Joker Productions. I hope nobody says Predator 2. This is to the title of the video. Predator 2 was awesome. One day I will do a stream on Predator 2. Just love for Predator 2. But I want to get more used to this and also make sure I have the schedule. Because these streams so far have been sort of just out of the blue doing streams. But yeah, I think most people from the Sausage Factory, they're heading to bed or they're sick. But yeah, the topic at hand. Thank you, Davey Vids. Angry Popcorn Universe. Just bought Victor Crowley new Hellraiser movie, Hellraiser Judgment. Hope they're both good. I've heard good things on Hellraiser Judgment, but I have a feeling they're one of those that I'm not going to like it. Lucas Drain. I don't know if this movie is bad, to let you know, but for a bad film in the 90s, what are your thoughts on Small Soldiers? I think Small Soldiers is okay. Small Soldiers is all right. It's not one of Joe Dante's best movies. Baby Herman, any chance on Elm Street 4 commentary? I'm not sure. Do you mean like a solo commentary, like a pre-recorded, or are you talking about a stream, or are you talking about the Sausage Factory, like the group of them, or what the deal is? Jason 36 said, "Why are you looking forward to new God of War 4 coming out in April, Matt?" Nah, because I don't have the system for it. I just have a PS3, and I'm not really looking into getting a new system because I haven't been playing that many video games, to be honest. But just starting off the stream, answering a few questions I've gotten. Yeah, Small Soldiers. I actually did make a list to me what the worst films in the '90s were. But before I go into that, I'm just looking at the chat and welcoming people. Hi, Art Fanatic Mark. Thank you for having me. For coming, I should say. Let's see. And okay. Just looking at some stuff. No, John, there's nothing there. I'm bald. So he wants me to take my hat off. There's nothing there. So there's nothing to see. I don't know why you're obsessed with that. It's cool. Lucas Green, yeah, that movie is part of the list, but it's not at the top. Because most people say that's at the top of the '90s. I'm like, no, trust me, I've seen much worse movies than Batman and Robin, but that's on the list. But that's Lucas Green who said Batman and Robin. Like, if you want to see like bad '90s films, watch stuff like, yeah, Theodore Rex, Speed 2. But like, that's not even in my top 10 of the '90s. That is our fanatic mark for me. That's part of the top 10. But for those who want to talk about bad movies, watch films like my number 1 and number 2 are Feeders and Feeders 2. Or Howling 7, New Moon Rising, which is number 3. Or the Nemesis sequels, 4 and 3 and 2, with Sue Price, who was this awesome, like, bodybuilder woman. And Nemesis 4 is like a softcore porn where you see her naked all the time. And it's supposed to be sexy, but it's about as sexy as watching necrophilia. Howling, Curse of Michael Myers, yeah, I'm sure that's on the list. I forget where the hell I put it on the list, but I'm sure it's got to be on there somewhere. Unless I fucking forgot to put it on the list. Which, considering that movie, I wouldn't be surprised if I did forget to put it on the list. Actually, let me look now to see if I put it on the list. But yeah, if you want to talk about worst movies, Lucas Green, no, I like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I would actually put that on like a top, if I did like a top 300 movies of the '90s, that would be on the list. Did I put Howling Curse of Michael Myers on here? Yeah, apparently I'm using Letterboxd for this stuff. Yeah, I did put it on the list. So it's on there somewhere. I forget what number, but Pre-Hysteria, Jillian, I haven't seen that in forever. Junior Sylvester Stallone, the bearded slasher. You mean Junior with Arnold, or are you just talking about Stopping Mom Will Shoot with Stallone? I mean, I'll say right here, my top 10 is Feeders, Feeders 2, Howling 7, New Moon Rising, Nemesis 4, Nemesis 3, Nemesis 2, Alien 3, Maximum Impact, Zombie Cop, and Ghoulies 4. Like, those are some bad fucking movies. Davey Vids, I like Encino Man, so that would not be on the list. Ghost Dad, I haven't seen that in forever, so I don't even remember the movie other than Bill Cosby's in it. Peter Slasher says, Junior with Arnold. I love Stopping My Mom Will Shoot. I actually didn't mind either. I did a review, and it was not a rant. Other than, stupid shit like him with the diaper. Can't, condone that, but yeah, Alien Resurrection I would put on the list. Like certain other movies that's on this list that I made. The Arrival 2, aka The Second Arrival, Patrick Muldoon. The Hidden 2. Films like Grimm, Dead Space, and that has nothing to do with the game. This is one shitty one with Mark Singer. Abraxas with Jesse Ventura. Those are some bad fucking movies from the '90s. Doing good, Jack? Yeah, that's how it was. Batman Robin was definitely one of the worst 90s of many. Jason 36M. I'm not even sure if that'd be in my top 50 of, but it's a bad movie. The Beard Slasher, yeah. Yep, one of them was The Golden Girls. Jillian goes Kazam, and so does Jake. You know what? I've never seen Kazam. I know of it. I've seen Steel. It would be on the list. But yeah, if you want to talk about the worst 90s movies for those who have just got in, Waterworld, I would not even put on the list, Jason 36M. I think that's a decent film. Like, if you want to see bad 90s movies, watch Feeders. Watch Feeders 2. Watch Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Dare you to watch that. Watch Nemesis 2, 3, and 4, the trilogy of sequels with the bodybuilder woman played by Sue Price. Watch these really shitty shot-on-video films like Zombie Cop or Maximum Impact. Like, watch Ghoulies 4, or The Hidden 2, or Grimm, or all the Leprechaun movies, or Circuitry Man 1 and 2, or Abraxas with Jesse Ventura. Like Cyborg 2 and Cyborg 3. Cyborg 3, The Recycler. Phantasm 4, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, Trucks. Have you seen Trucks with Timothy Busfield? Jillian, what is Feeders? It's a 1996 shot-on Shidio movie that if you type it up, there is literally a scene where it's a dead cat that is fucking just Photoshop of the cat. I did it, Jillian. In fact, look up my review of Feeders 1 and 2. At the beginning, I show a picture of the dead cat, which is literally a photo of a dead cat with Photoshop red to simulate blood. Feeders 1 and 2 are two of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen. Those are from the 90s. Horrible shot on Shidio. They look like they cost $5 together. Even that is over budget for those movies. And yeah, Ghoulies 4, they don't even have fucking ghoulies in them. They have two people. I think one of them is the guy from, I think it's the guy from Bad Santa. And you can tell there's their real skin among the masks. And you have the guy from the first Ghoulies film. And you have the dominatrix woman looking bitch. Jesus Christ. My worst film in the 90s, Jack, Feeders 1 and 2. And then Howling 7, New Moon Rising, where Pappy's chili and people farting, and square dancing is the main course. Nemesis 4, 3, and 2, three shitty sequels to a really good Olivier Gruner movie with this bodybuilder woman played by Sue Price. And Nemesis 4 is like a softcore porn. This bodybuilder woman takes her clothes off for half the movie, and it's not that enticing. More combination is on the list. Rocky 5, after watching the work print, I actually like Rocky 5. RoboCop 2, I like. I think that's an underrated sequel, I don't think. The Puppet Master sequels, I would need to rewatch them again. Robert Rutherford, I'm doing good, thank you. Yes, Michael Escobar, he made a film called Steel, which is pretty damn bad. RoboCop 3 would be on the list. Battlefield Earth would be on the list. I disagree with RoboCop 2. I think RoboCop 2 is underrated. Yeah, Howling 7, New Moon Rising, that's actually number 3 on my list that I made on Letterboxd. If I could share the list, but it won't let me share links on the chat. But yeah, Feeders 1 and 2, Howling 7, Nemesis 2, 3, and 4, Alien 3, of course, that's number 7. Maximum Impact and Zombie Cop, those are two shitty $5 looking direct-to-video movies shot on Shidio. Ghoulies 4, The Second Arrival. Have you seen The Arrival 2? That's pretty fucking bad. The Second Arrival, Patrick Muldoon. Jessica Williams says Rumpelstiltskin, yeah. Theater Slasher. But Puppet Master, I actually like Puppet Master 2, 3, and 4. And 5. I can watch those for sequels. Bride of Chucky, yeah, but I'm not even sure if that would make my top 100. Thank you, BV Hunter. Samurai Cop. At least that's funny. Yeah, you knew Alien 3. Yeah, that's number 7 on my list. Yeah, number 10, Ghoulies 4. Number 11, The Second Arrival. Number 12, The Hidden. You want to see bad movies? Watch The Hidden 2. That's pretty fucking bad. Lee in reviews. I can't stay, but wanted to pop in and say thanks, Matt, for sharing your views. Longtime viewer. I disagree with you sometimes, but I always want to see what you have to say. Much respect, Earthman. Thank you, Lee in reviews. Thank you. Alrighties, have you ever seen We Will Beat Their Shields Like a Drum? Never even heard of it. Chairman of the board of I know what that is, Michael, but I've never seen it. Murray Seed. Hey, Matt, this is going to be a good stream. Hope you're doing well. Doing well. Jillian, yeah, hashtag dead Feeder's cat. Yeah, if you watch my review of Feeders 1 and 2 that I have on it that I didn't want to go, there's a picture of it. What part of Iowa do I live? More central Iowa. Book of Shadows, I'm sure that'd be on the list. Check out Duel. You mean with Steven Spielberg? I love Duel. That's a great movie from back in the day. David Spawn. Spawn is underrated but very flawed. I'm not much a fan of Spawn. Caleb, Jacob's Ladder. People probably say that the movie was weird, but I thought it was a good movie. I think it's one of the best movies in the 90s. The BV Hunter. Have I seen Turbo Kid? I have seen it. I've actually done a review of it. I was disappointed in the film. Turbo Kid, I didn't think it was as good as, say, stuff like Kung Fury, which, yes, I know they're making a movie of that starring Michael Fassbender for some reason. Armageddon. Yeah, I want to be in my top 100. Godfather 3, I don't even remember the movie. I know I've seen it. But other movies on this list, I have The Second Arrival, The Hidden Two, Leprechaun films, all of them. Abraxas with Jesse Ventura. That's a bad fucking movie. Turtles 3, you know what? It's a flawed movie, and I'm not going to defend Turtles 3. But when I've seen films like Cyborg 3, The Recycler, and Phantasm 4, and Trucks with Timothy Busfield, or Strays about the killer cats with Timothy Busfield, it's pretty fucking bad movies. Have you seen Trucks? The shitty remake of Maximum Overdrive? I know it's based on the story. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5 with the kid who looked like he took too much fucking Xanax. Or fucking Mars with Olivier Gruner, that it's not even his voice. Or shit like North. About shitty Bruce Willis movies, North is pretty fucking bad. The BV Hunter, yeah, I enjoy synthwave music. I definitely do. Like, you want to talk about bad 90s movies? Omen 4, Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith, Night Terrors with Robert Englund, Candyman 3, Memorial Day with Jess Beatman. The film is so fucking shitty that the back of the DVD explains a film that's not even in the movie. Yeah, Mac and Me, that would be on the list. What do you think of the new It movie? Robert Rutherford, I actually did a review in case you're curious about it. I was not a fan of the new It movie. I ranted on the film, and a lot of people got pissed at me for that. Yeah, Roger Ebert's best review, North. Yeah, that was a very fun, and it deserved it. Davey Vids, I don't even think it's so bad it's good. I think it's a sincerely entertaining, great movie. Maximum Overdrive is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. The Good Son, I don't mind. J Rock 75,000. Enjoy your vids, Matt. Keep it up, man. Thank you. I like Flubber. Someone mentioned Flubber. I like Flubber. But yeah, North is a pretty fucking bad movie. Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith. Candyman 3. Strays. Have you seen Strays? The TV movie about killer cats? I'm sorry, I'm not afraid of killer pussies. I'm not afraid of killer cats. I'm not afraid that my cat is going to come in like a ninja and slit my throat. So Strays, fuck that. Maximum Overdrive is great. For Trucks, though, with Timothy Busfield, piece of fucking shit movie. Piece of shit. Cheap ass horse shit. Psycho Remake, yeah, that's one of the worst. But I mean, like Star Trek Generations, I'm not a fan of that one. Lawnmower Man 2, that's on the list. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4, Next Generation. Psycho, yep, that's number 44 on my list of the worst films in the 90s. Barbed Wire, that's pretty bad with Pam Anderson. Yeah, RoboCop 3 is on the list. The Crow, City of Angels. Clifford with Martin Short, that's really fucking bad. Carnosaur, at least the first one. The Astronaut's Wife, that's pretty fucking bad. Bride of Chucky, yeah, I'm not much a fan of that one. I don't think it would make my top 100, but of the 90s. Don't mention Simon Says. That's actually on my list. That's number 76. Police Academy 7. J-Rod, no, I haven't played the new Friday the 13th game because I have nothing to play it on. I only have a PS3 and I haven't even played that in a while. Diabetes, Mr. Magoo. I haven't seen that in forever. So I can't confirm nor deny. Do you like Human Centipede, the Joker? No. Not a fan of the Human Centipede at all. Coneheads. I actually don't mind Coneheads. Oh, that's cool if you like Clifford, Jillian. To me, I can't buy Martin Short as a 10-year-old kid. Like Clifford, I mean, yeah, Martin Short trying to pretend to be a 10-year-old, 12-year-old kid, and everyone looks at him as a 12-year-old kid, but I'm supposed to buy it. And I thought Martin Short was really annoying in the movie, and I thought it was a waste of Charles Grodin's talent. Short Time. I love Short Time. I did a review of Short Time, LR Thumper. I think Dabney Coleman did a great job in that. Michael, 10/15/91. Have you seen Meet the Deals with Paul Walker? I've seen the trailer. I haven't seen the movie, though. The Jerk was 80s, and I like The Jerk. Doing good, Stoner Crazy Clips 222. Doing good. Jillian, 10-year-old Martin Short or Tom Hardy? I'm not sure what you mean by Tom Hardy. I'm talking about Clifford from the 90s with Martin Short, where he pretended to be fucking 10 years old, 12 years old. Let's go with Cool Deer like Clifford. We agree to disagree. I thought Clifford was fucking abysmal. I don't even know how this stream's going to go, because if I go through each list, like Beverly Hills Cop 3's on the list, Warriors of Virtue, The Rage Tier 2, American Ninja 4, The Annihilation, Dolly Dearest, Velocity Trap and TNT with Olivier Gruner, Circuitry Man 1 and 2, Delta Force 3, yes, Halloween 6 is at number 49, 187, that fucking pretentious Sam Jackson movie. Baby Herman, yeah, I love the first Power. Lucas Green, I like George of the Jungle. Oh, who is better, Short as Clifford or Hardy as Bane? I would rather take a bullet. Let's go John Matrix. American Ninja 4, though, I don't care for, because it's like, okay, you promised both of them, but they're not in the movie together, and then it's like the villain, lick my boo, more like lick my ass. And it's like David Bradley's movie, then it's Michael Dudikoff's movie. Some Crazy Clips, no, I wouldn't even put Phantom Menace on the list. I wish I could put the link to this, but it won't let me. It'll block it. Follow Him with Denzel, that is on the list. Davey Viz. I actually have that on number 80 in my worst films of the 90s. I like As Good as It Gets with John Nicholson. I like A Few Good Men. Problem Child 3, I don't even remember. Darkly Noon, I've never even heard of that. Jack with Robin Williams, maybe. Patch Adams, I've seen worse. Home Alone 3, I don't even remember. I've only seen the first two now that I think about it. The Haunting, yeah, that's on the list. Pinocchio's Revenge, I barely remember that movie. Hi Matt, 11708. Yes, Mortal Kombat Annihilation is on the list too. Fuck that movie. Killing Johnny Cage. No wonder the actor didn't come back. Fucking Sub-Zero's now a good guy, even though he's a bad guy in the first movie, and it's probably has something to do with the games, but they don't explain shit. And then Brian Thompson's being over the top. This would be glorious. Terror Tunes, that's something I had on the list. I completely forgot about that piece of shit. There's barely any tunes. It's like 10 seconds of the tune. The Crow 2, yeah, that's on my list. City of Angels. Completely worthless fucking sequel. Down, Out, and Dangerous, Richard Thomas. Never even heard of that movie. Do you know the way I like Lucas Grant? I reviewed that film. I think it's an underrated film. Yes, I like 1 Hour Photo of Robin Williams. Cool World, I wouldn't put on the list. The Stupids, I didn't bother watching that shit. Mortal Kombat Legend did try to copy the games a lot, including fatalities. Yeah, portal player, but with a lot of shitty CGI and still keep it PG-13 and even worse CGI and a whole villain. People keep mentioning Super Mario Brothers, but I liked Super Mario Brothers. I did a review of Super Mario Brothers. That's not even in my top 1,000 worst films of the 90s. I liked that movie. I don't get the hate for it. It's Pat I never saw. Speed 2 is on the list. Inspector Gadget is on the list. Porgs, yeah, I hate pretty much anything to do with that shitty Last Jedi movie. But, I mean, so far on my list for the worst 90s, number 1 is Feeders. Number 2 is Feeders 2. Number 3 is Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Number 4 is Nemesis 4. Then Nemesis 3 and Nemesis 2. Those are just horrible sequels. Number 7 is Alien 3. Then you have Maximum Impact and Zombie Cop, 2 $5 looking straight to shitty movies. Number 10 is 4. Number 11 is The Second Arrival, because for some reason we need a fucking second arrival with Patrick Muldoon. Portal Play, I would only include a direct-to-video movie if it's bad. There are some good ones. Dead Alive, that's a great movie. Why would I include that? Number 11, The Second Arrival. Number 12, The Hidden 2. Those are bad horror movies. The Sandman, which is a shitty $5 straight-to-video movie, along with Grimm. All the Leprechaun movies. Abraxas with Jason Ventura. So when we talk about bad action movies, that's a bad action movie. Last Broadcast. I hope the people from fucking Blair Witch Project ripped them off, because Last Broadcast is a piece of shit with the worst fucking voiceover ever. Literally, the voiceover to put me to sleep. It's a cure for fucking insomnia. Last Action Hero, I like Last Action Hero. I would gladly put that on my favorite list in the 90s. Blues Brothers 2000, I haven't seen in forever. The Man Returns, I've seen worse. Killjoy Friends, I haven't seen. Street Fighter, yeah, we'll put it on the list. But yeah, Cyborg 2, Cyborg 3, Phantasm 4, The Night Brings Charlie, Trucks with Timothy Busfield, Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith, Star Trek Generations, Lawnmower Man 2, Thinner, the Psycho remake, RoboCop 3, Delta Force 3, Eating Bacon. Portal Player, there's a lot of direct-to-video films I like. I like fucking Tremors 2 Aftershocks, Last Man Stand with Jeff Wincott, Riot with Gary Daniels. There's a good PM Entertainment and good Van Damme direct-to-video movies like Wake of Death. There's plenty of good direct-to-video films. But there's also a lot of shitty ones. Spice World I've never seen. Power Rangers films I haven't seen in a while. Speed 2, yeah, you don't have some good stunt work action scenes, but that's it. Yeah, Breakfast of Champions with Bruce Willis. Arlington Road, I fucking hated the ending. It was a piece of shit ending. Watchers 4 Reborn, it's horrible. Kickboxer 2, Astronaut's Wife, The Ninth Gate. The Mummy Returns, Scream 2, yeah, but I don't know if I would put that on the worst list, considering all the other horrible ones. David's, I like Danica. A lot of people keep mentioning films I like and I've reviewed. The Stepfather movies, I've seen only the first 2, and I liked the first 2. Take Care, Jack. The World's Not Enough, yeah, that would be on the list. Grade B, I like the 1998 Godzilla. I reviewed that. I enjoy that film. A lot of these things people are mentioning, like a lot of people put on this, but I'm like, man, people who put these lists, with all due respect, they haven't seen a lot of bad movies. Because you gotta watch Feeders 1 and 2. You gotta watch Nemesis 2, 3, and 4 with Sue Price. You gotta watch Howling 7 and Ghoulies 4 and The Second Arrival and Abraxas and Night Terrors with Robert Englund or Skyscraper with Anna Nicole Smith to see bad, truly bad movies. Star Trek Generations, it was a shitty wannabe episode of Star Trek Next Generation where they killed Captain Kirk in the most boring, bullshit, loser way. Like Luke with The Last Jedi. Hey, I fell off a fucking 10-foot fucking canyon and this thing fell on me. Suburban Commando, no, I would not put that on the list. Grimm from 1995, it looked like it cost $5. The monster's barely in the movie. It's shot in caves and the acting is piss poor and it's a really cheap, boring, slow-paced direct-to-video movie. Grimm. I like the look of the monster on the cover. You barely see it though. Worst Steven Spielberg movie in the 90s? The 90s? I'd probably say The Patriot. I would easily say The Patriot. And Nicole Smith has been in a lot of movies. She was in Skyscraper, which is a wannabe Die Hard movie starring Nicole Smith. Batman Robin's on the list. I'm not even sure if it's in my top 100 though, because you got Psycho remake, you got Revenge of the Radioactive Reporter, you got Astronaut's Wife, Blown Away with Corey Haim. I love Corey Haim, man, but Blown Away was a shitty softcore thriller starring Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. The Star Crystal was in the 80s. Trust me, that'd be in my worst of the 80s list. Surf Ninjas didn't hold up for me. Beard Slasher, Jason Goes to Hell is my favorite Friday the 13th film. It's the first one I saw. I love John D. LeMay. I love that's a better Hidden 2 than the Hidden 2 we got. No, that's fine, KLR Thumper. Worst art movie of the 90s? Probably Batman and Robin. But again, you gotta watch bad movies like Police Academy 7 or Savage with Olivier Groomer or Arcade or Beverly Hills Cop 3 or Apex or Warriors of Virtue or Dolly Dearest. And that's just my top 100. I have more. A lot more. Yeah, Nicole Edgar was hot. I could just a porn movie for that, but I'd give credit to that. But Blown Away was a pretty bad movie. Lawnmower Man 2, that's on the list. The Hauntings on the list. It would not be in my top 100 worst films in the 90s. Going Overboard is pretty bad, but I thought that was an 80s movie. Is that a 90s movie? I don't know. For some reason, I thought that was an 80s movie. Isn't that an 80s movie, Going Overboard? I'll look it up real quick. It says 89 on IMDb. So I put Emil Fouchon. I like Universal Soldier: The Return. I think it's very underrated. Portal Player, I disagree. Jingle All the Way is not Arnold's worst 90s movie. I think Jingle All the Way is a very underrated film. Easily Batman and Robin such trumps that. I think Jingle All the Way is not bad at all. I think it's a good Christmas movie. Alien Resurrection's on the list, yeah. Everything in that movie looks like it's painted with shit. And yeah, I like Universal Soldier Return. I never understood the hate for that. It's a fast-paced, 80-minute Van Damme kicking people's ass, Michael Jai White. Showgirls, at least I can laugh at Showgirls. It's a bad movie. Highlander 3 is just sort of mediocre. It's there. Chairman of the Board I haven't seen with Carrot Top, Tabs McGee. I know what it is. Yeah, Jillian, I didn't go Island of Dr. Moreau. That is on my list. That is actually number 81 between Fallen and Dolly Dearest. And I'm on films like Class in 1999 2 with Sasha Mitchell and Vampire in Brooklyn and Desert Heat, which is to me one of Van Damme's worst movies. Home Alone sequels, I haven't seen. I've only seen Home Alone 2. I haven't seen the ones after that. Yeah, Chainsaw Next Generation is on there. It's actually a number 41 on my worst of the 90s list. The worst Dice Clay movie? Brain Smasher is definitely the most disappointing. But as for his worst film, I don't know. It's pretty bad. Thinner is on the list. Exeter, yeah. Toxic Avenger, that's an 80s movie. We're talking about 90s ones. Ninja Turtles 3, no, I wouldn't put it on the list. It's not a good movie. I'm not going to defend it, but I've seen much worse. Hi, Joel. Crate, hello. In defense of Thinners, director Tom Holland was very physically fit as it was made. It's mediocre but not as inept as many claim. Well, I did hear about that, but I'm still not a fan of Thinner. Yeah, Police Academy 7 is pretty bad. That's on the list. 3 Men and a Little Lady. I don't think it made the top 100, but it's on the list. Species 2 is on the list. Good Birder. I haven't seen that in forever. Batman Robin, it would work if it was completely different overhaul of everything. Bram Stoker's Dracula, I don't think is a bad movie, Dinobot. Point Break, the Joker, I've seen Point Break more than once. I'm not a fan of it like other people do. All I see is a lot of surfing, and I think Patrick Swayze has made many better movies. Uncommon Valor, Roadhouse, Steel Dawn, Ghost. I think Keanu Reeves has made a lot better movies. The action is lame. The acting by Keanu is not that good, and this comes from a guy that likes Keanu Reeves sincerely in a lot of movies. The ending is bullshit because he lets the guy go even though he got his partner Gary Busey killed. Point Break is an overrated movie. I'm sorry, I never understood the love for that movie. Name one action scene that's great in Point Break. Thank you, Jake Grodin. Do you think Arnold only had big hits because of James Cameron? Portal Player, no, because he had Commando. That was a hit. Conan the Barbarian was a hit. I mean, his comedies, Twins, that was a hit. Kindergarten Cop was a hit. Those are big hits. So I don't know what you mean, Portal Player. The Langoliers, Tommy Knockers, eh. Yeah, Star Trek Generation is pretty bad. TLR Thumper, yeah, feel free to repost. Are there any movies that should have been made in the 90s? I'm not sure what you mean. I don't remember a chase scene in Point Break, like a little foot chase. Home Alone 3 I haven't seen. I know of it. So people keep asking me about the Home Alone sequels. I've only seen the first 2. I haven't seen Ironheart. American Werewolf in Paris, that's on the list. Wild Wild West, it's mediocre, but I wouldn't put that on the list because I've seen much worse. I mean, Watchers Reborn, aka Watchers 4, Plato's Run with Gary Busey. Watch The Patriot with Steven Seagal. Watch The Patriot, and then watch Wild Wild West. And it's like, Wild Wild West isn't that bad when you look at The Patriot with Steven Seagal. When you look at the Psycho remake. No, I did not see the Brawl movie yet. I can't have fun with Biodome. It's not a good movie, but I'm not. I liked a lot of Pauly Shore movies actually. Judge Dredd, yeah, that's on the list. It's disappointing. Portal Player, you say outside of his camera movies, Arnold didn't have the big smashes. Then what about Total Recall? What about Kindergarten Cop? And a lot of those movies were still good. Eraser is still a good movie. There's a lot of movies. Vampire Brooklyn is on the list. Drama I never saw. High Austin Woodcut. Lucas Green, Godzilla 1998. I reviewed that film. I don't think it's a bad movie. Chainsaw Massacre 4 is on the list. It's actually at number, like, what the hell did I say? 41 in my worst of the 90s. Because I made a list on Letterboxd. Second More Coming now is on the list. I like Anaconda. People do say Anaconda. I reviewed Anaconda. I liked the film. Trainspotting I didn't see. I know of the movie. You want to see bad movies? Watch Burn Hollywood Burn. watch Proteus or The Shadow Conspiracy with Charlie Sheen. Or, Species 2 is on the list. It's at number 115. Sleeping Car. Surf Ninjas is on the list, 124. 3 Men and Little Baby is at 122. Captain America from 1990 is at 131. Top Dog with Chuck Norris is 137. Steel, someone mentioned that, is 138. Batman and Robin is number 140. So, yeah, those are definitely on the list. Wing Commander, yeah, I will put that on the list. Avengers 1998, I need to rewatch that. What is a film that you think could have worked well in the 90s? I don't know, Dinobot. I really don't know. Sea People, I haven't seen. I've seen the trailer. Eight Heads in the Duffel Bay, I reviewed that film. I think it was fun to see Joe Pesci in the lead. Boring 90s film? I like Fight Club, actually. The most boring 90s film? I had to look on my list. Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Feeders 1 and 2 is my number 1, number 2, but you want to talk about the most boring? Howling 7, New Moon Rising. I guarantee you, watch that film and try not to fall asleep. Howling 7, New Moon Rising. People keep saying Fight Club. I like Fight Club. Top Dog, yeah, that's cool. I didn't care for it. It's a schizophrenic movie. I Still Know What We Did Last Summer. That's on the list. Is at number 151. There was stuff like The Quest, The Saint, Alien Resurrection, Barbed Wire is on there. Mortal Kombat Annihilation is number 179. Well, I did put Showgirls on the list. So number 186. Someone mentioned that. Jury Duty. Like, you want to talk about bad Pauly Shore movies, Jury Duty is a lot worse than Biodome. Captain Brandon, I like most of Stallone's 90s stuff, except like Judge Dredd, but I love Cliffhanger. I love Demolition Man. I love Daylight. Specialists and Assassins I can watch nowadays. Never heard of 24 Hours to Live, Matt. Sorry. Captain America 1990, that is on the list. That's a very cheap movie by El Peon. Austin Wilcott, I did put The Crow City of Angels on the list. It's actually at number... What the hell is it? Number 53. Batman Forever, I won't even put on the list. Jake Grogan, I do like Hollow Man. I did a review of it in case you're interested. I like Friday, Slam Andrews. I like Friday. Yeah, Tasman D, Howling 7. You want to talk about boring? That's a boring movie. Excessive Force 2, I barely remember. So I actually want to think, if it's a movie I don't remember, then I can't put on the list, even though I should. But I have some kind of memory of it, good or bad. I disagree on The Quest. I thought it was a bad version of Bloodsport. With the fights weren't even that great, and it was Van Damme's ego trip, Sally. Baby's Day Out, I like. I got the hookup, I'm sure it would be, but I haven't seen that. Cover Up with Dolph Lundgren, that is on the list of the worst. Because that is... My friend Mike OTP saw Cover Up. That was the first Dolph Lundgren film he saw, and it's so bad he decided not to see Dolph Lundgren films for years because he thought they were all like that. That's how bad fucking Cover Up is. That's number 147 on my list of the worst films in the 90s. Solo, yeah, that's pretty... more mediocre. Delta Force 2, I like okay. Davey Vids. Kazam, I haven't seen. I know. Steel, I've seen, and that's on the list. I liked Super Mario Brothers. People didn't mention that. I liked the movie. Cool as Ice, that is on the list. Feeders 1 and 2 is number 1 and number 2 on my list, Dinobot. They're the top two. Sidekicks I like. Deadfall, I've only seen clips. I haven't seen the movie. Battlefield Earth, yeah, that's on the list. Spawn, yeah, I will put it on my list. I like Silent Trigger with Dolph Lundgren. I think I reviewed that. I like the sniper scenes. I like some of the direction by Russell Mulcahy. I don't think that's a bad Dolph Lundgren film. Retrograde, that's a bad Dolph Lundgren film, but that's not a 90s movie, so can't be on this list. It's not 90s. But Retrograde is Dolph Lundgren. Like Cover Up, that's a bad Dolph Lundgren film. Jake Gordon, that's not Ed TV. That's the one with Matthew McConaughey you're talking about. The one you're talking about is just called Ed. Not Ed TV, it's just called Ed. And Ed, yeah, that is a bad movie, but I forgot about it, so I didn't put it on the list. Yeah, you know what? Dead Space from 1990, which has nothing to do with the game. I think it's with Mark Singer. That is on my list, actually. That's like number, what is that, number 15. Utter shit. Grumpy Bear's Den, the only one I would put on. Steel and Such an Insurrection, sure. Dutch, I like. Citizen X, yeah, I didn't like it, but it was so forgettable. I might, doesn't evoke really any emotion for me. The Cable Guy, I like. People keep mentioning The Cable Guy. I like The Cable Guy. I think that's an underrated Jim Carrey film. I like Forrest Gump. People keep mentioning Kazam. I haven't seen Kazam. Double Team, I like. Yeah, Russell Mulcahy did Silent Trigger. I think that's a decent film. My favorite Dolph Lundgren films would be Icon Peace, Showdown Low Tokyo, The Punisher, Men of War. BV Hunter out just says favorite food. I guess pizza. Eyes Wide Shut, I haven't seen. I've heard of it. I know what it is. Tornado with Bruce Campbell, I've heard of that movie. I haven't seen the movie, though. Chain Reaction, I don't mind. Sixth Sense, overrated, sure, but I wouldn't call it a bad movie. Curse of Puppet Master, yeah, but I completely forgot about that movie. Favorite of the Resident Evil movies? None of them, really. Lost World, yeah, I guess I could put on the list. Crucible, I haven't seen. Titanic, I guess. Urban Legend, I don't mind for what it is. I think it's a decent slasher considering the time it came out. Jurassic Park 2 Lost World, sure, but it wouldn't be like in a top 100 worst of the 90s. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like Men of War with Dolph. It's a good movie. Men of War is definitely one of Dolph's underrated films. Wishmaster, I like. So you count all the 90s trauma movies? I don't remember a single thing about them. So if I don't remember a single thing about them, it's hard for me to put them on the list. I don't mind Flutter for what it is. It's like a time waster. But would you guys be interested in listen to me list off my 100 worst movies of the 90s? If so, let me know. I'll wait for it to catch up. Because I could just list them off if you guys are curious. Take care, Robert Rutherford. I like Triple X Pro Player, but okay. A lot of people say, yeah, sounds good. Okay. This is my 100 worst films of the 90s. Starting with number 1 and number 2, Feeders and Feeders 2. Horrible fucking $5 looking shot on shitio movies that literally, like when I did a review back in the day, I showed a picture of a dead cat with looks like red fucking paint on the side of it. That's fucking Feeders 1 and 2. Don't believe me? Watch it. Feeders 1 and 2 are some of the worst acting, some of the worst fucking movies you'll ever see. If you want to talk about bad movies, especially in the 90s, Fears 1 and 2 look like they cost $5 and it was over. That's over budget for that. Those are some bad fucking movies. Now, number 2, no, it's Feeders 2. Number 3, Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Howling 7, New Moon Rising has square dancing, has talking about dirt getting in Pappy's chili. Once again, one of the most boring fucking movies you'll ever see. And there's not a werewolf until the very end of the film, and it looks like something out of a Halloween fucking costume. Like it could not cost $8. So Howling 7, New Moon Rising, that's number 3 on my list. That's something that, God forbid, you ever watch, because you will want to bash your head through a fucking TV screen. Number 4, number 5, number 6. It's Nemesis 4, Nemesis 3, and Nemesis 2. If you don't know what those are, there was a great underrated movie called Nemesis with Olivier Gruner. It was a nice usage of low-budget filmmaking. And Nemesis 2, 3, and 4 is this bodybuilder chick named Sue Price became the star of the film. And fucking in Nemesis 4, it's a softcore porn starring this bodybuilder. And you see her naked and having sex with androids and killing them. And Andrew Divoff, who's the villain in Wishmaster, he's in the film like this. Anytime it cuts to him, he's looking at the camera, narrating. And the effects look like people on YouTube could do those effects. And look at clips of Nemesis 4, like the woman. It's yeah, you'll not want to have sex again. I know that, right, but Jesus Christ. Number 8, no wait. Number 7, yes, Alien 3. Technically not a horrible film, technical-wise, with the score, the camera work, some of the performances. But considering what it did to Aliens, it did this. Fuck Alien 3. For taking a piss on Aliens and saying, fuck you. Taking a shit on Aliens' face and going, deal with it. They said, eat my ass. That's what Alien 3 did to Aliens. So Alien 3 can eat my ass. Hashtag fuck Alien 3. Let me look through the chat. Austin Wilcott, Nemesis sequels sucked, I agree. Caleb's never seen them. You never need to see Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. Rob Kiersey, those Nemesis sequels sound as bad as the 2 Cyborg sequels. I would say they're even worse. But the 2 Cyborg sequels are on the list. Screaming Joker Productions. Nemesis was good. The sequels really sucked. I wish Olivier Gruner would get bigger parts. Yeah, I do too. Never seen Nemesis. I really enjoy it. I like the first Nemesis. I think it's one of Albert Pion's better movies. For what they were able to accomplish on a low-budget film, I really liked Nemesis. But Alien 3, I hate what it did with the characters of Newt. I hate what it did with the characters of Hicks. I hate that they decided to just go with a depressing as fuck movie. Poor player, I haven't seen all of his movies, so I can't. But Gonzalo, yes, I did a If you're interested, I did a review of Chainsaw Massacre 3. But yeah, number 7 is Alien 3. Also, okay, yeah, I would like a Blu-ray of Nemesis. That'd be great. Well, that's cool with Video Invader. We agree to disagree on Alien 3. I think Alien 3 is... When a movie told me to go fuck myself, then the movie can eat my ass. So, Alien 3 is number 7. Number 8 and number 9 are Maximum Impact and Zombie Cop, shot on shitty action horror movies that are just not even worth going any more in depth than just their titles. Maximum Impact and Zombie Cop. That's number 8 and 9. Number 10 is Ghoulies 4. How many of you have seen Ghoulies 4? I really want... How many of you have even heard of Ghoulies 4? Because you want to talk about bad 90s movies, like that's number 10 on my list. That's a bad 90s movie. I ranted on Ghoulies 4, and it deserves it. Ghoulies are not even in the fucking movie. You have this dominatrix woman. You have this guy from the first Ghoulies film. And the fact that in this day and age, we'd have fucking Ghoulies 4. And one of the people who played the Ghoulies is the guy from Bad Santa, I think. And you just see like the skin through the mask, like around the eyes and stuff and mouth. How fucking cheap they are. Gonzalo, that's Ghoulies 3, and that's a masterpiece compared to Ghoulies 4. Now, number 11 on my list is The Arrival 2, aka Arrival. The Arrival with Charlie Sheen I really liked, but for some reason they decided to make a fucking sequel to it. For some fucking reason. And they kill off Charlie Sheen's character off screen, and then you get this fucking idiot named Patrick Muldoon, fucking sucked ass. He must have gotten his fucking acting gig on the same fucking joint as Marky Mark and his Funky Bunch, and all these other fucking wooden as desk type acting chops, and made this worthless fucking sequel that no one asked for, and completely shits on the first movie. Fucking bullshit. Then number 12, you got The Hidden 2. Yeah, because The Hidden 2 is such a great fucking movie. Yeah, The Hidden 2. Let's start with 20 fucking minutes of the ending of the first movie. It's the first 15, 20 minutes of the second movie. Number 13 is this piece of shit Sean Shitty film called The Sandman. Another one, number 14, is this piece of shit movie called Grimm. Number 15, another piece of shit movie with Mark Senior called Dead Space, which has nothing to do with the video game. Number 16 is Leprechaun 2, which can suck my dick because I hate all the Leprechaun films. Why did I pick Leprechaun 2? Because, I don't know. I didn't know which one to pick first. I saw that when I was a kid, Taz McGee, but I barely remember the film. I know Christopher Lloyd is in Camp Nowhere. Caleb, I wasn't a fan of that movie, Arrival, the newer one. I thought that was a very boring movie. Good visuals, but that's it. Don't really get the praise for that, but to each their own. Nothing wrong with that. Jim and I disagreed. Leprechaun films were so bad. One time I sang a fucking song about how bad they were. For those who been on the channel with years, they'll remember that. Bryan Cranston was in Dead Space, that old movie? Really? Jesus. That's too bad then. But yeah, I think every Leprechaun movie fucking sucked ass. They were annoying, they were irritating, he's killing people with fucking pogo sticks. Dinobot, because I'm making a list, and if I put them all in one, it'd be kind of cheating. Like, I'm making a list on Letterboxd, they don't let you put all the movies in one spot. And that way it makes for a fun list. Leprechaun 2, like Circuitry Man 1 and 2 with Vernon Wells. I didn't see Baby Geniuses, brothers. Abraxas with Jay Ventura. That's a pretty fucking bad movie. That's my number 18. Number 19, The Prisoner with Jackie Chan. That's a disappointing as fuck movie because the advertising makes it seem like it stars Jackie, doesn't. Steve Famile, I like. Why so much hate for Leprechaun? What? In that movie, I can't find anything good about those movies. Warwick Davis is annoying, he's irritating, it makes me kick him to fucking field goal. Taz McGee, weirdly enough, worst Stein's giant film, The Prisoner. I think it's The Prisoner. Hey, Claire. We have Claire here. Very nice lady. I was just in the middle of ranting about Leprechaun and some really bad 90s movies like Abraxas with Jesse Ventura and sorry, just reading the chat now. No, Jillian, I'm not Irish. That's not why I hate Leprechaun. No, Claire Bear, the reason it was a hard target picture is that's my banner on YouTube. It automatically puts it on there. But when it uploads, there'll be a picture of me. Actually, Hard Target is my favorite film of all time. I even have a poster of it over there. But yeah, the reason Hard Target is it's just my banner on YouTube, so it automatically goes to that one. If we're talking about best films in the 90s, Hard Target would be number 1 for me. But Leprechaun, yeah. But yeah, sorry, I'm now reading the chat. I was actually just going through my list of what I think some of the worst films of the 90s. So a recap for those who haven't been following. The worst of the 90s to me. Number 1, Feeders. Number 2, Feeders 2. Number 3, Howling 7, New Moon Rising. Number 4, Nemesis 4, with Sue Price, the bodybuilder woman. Number 5, Nemesis 3. Number 6, Nemesis 2. Number 7, Alien 3, because hashtag fuck Alien 3. Number 8, a shitty $5 action movie called Maximum Impact. Number 9, a shitty $5 horror movie called Zombie Cop. Number 10, Ghoulies 4. The IV made sense because you needed to watch the fucking movie. Number 11, The Second Arrival, a shitty sequel to a good Charlie Sheen movie. Number 12, The Hidden 2. Useless, pointless sequel to a great movie called The Hidden. Number 13, a $5 piece of shit movie called The Sandman. Number 14, decent cover, but cheap-ass movie called Grimm. Number 15, the Mark Senior film Dead has nothing to do with the game. Number 16, Leprechaun 2. Number 17, Circuitry Man 2 with Vernon Wells. And number 18, Abraxas made me want to fucking burp with Jesse Ventura. If you want to see bad action sci-fi movies that are trying to rip off the Terminator and do such a horrible fucking job, watch Abraxas. That's really fucking bad. And I haven't looked at the chat because I was just going through the list so far. Hard Target is entertaining, nothing more. I think it's the best action movie of all time to me. It's my opinion, though. It's my favorite. Look Restrained, I do neither of that. I don't destroy any movies anymore. And there's no where to give movies away for money. Worst Van Damme film? Derailed is up there. Worst Carpenter film? John Carpenter, I would say The Ward. Hard Target 2, I did not like Murray. I thought that was a lame sequel. Yeah, Hard Target, I love to death. I haven't seen Tragedy Girls, but I know my friend Mike OCP liked it. Yeah, on the list, yeah, I said, what was it? 18, Abraxas. Number 19, The Prisoner with Jackie Chan, because the advertising said it was Jackie Chan starring in it, and it's not, which is bullshit. All of it. Bullshit fucking movie. Jackie Chan's in it for 5 minutes, and then he dies at the end. That's The Prisoner. I know I spoil it for people, but it's like 30 years old now. Well, not really. It's less than that. It's not 30 years, but I'm exaggerating. But that was easily the worst Jackie Chan film I've seen of the 90s is The Prisoner. Hate that fucking movie. And I hate this delay on this thing. The Van Damme movie with Rodman, that's Desert, that's a Double Team. Low Down Dirty Shame, I like John Matrix. I think that's a very underrated action movie for 90s. People were talking about Carpenter films. I like Ghost of Mars. I like Escape from LA. Street Fighter's on there. I'm not sure it'd be in the top 100. Captain Brandon Hoary Lover, I would say The Ward is his worst. That's just my opinion. Worst Jet Li film? I don't know. Meltdown, that's a pretty fucking bad one. Wannabe Die Hard movie. I like Double Team. I don't think it's as boring as you said, but to each their own. Sure, Austin Wilcott, I would prefer that Brandon Lee didn't die during the making of that film. Grumpy Bear's Den, I'd say Alien 3, to answer your question. I didn't see Pure Country. Is that the country music like George Strait is in it or something? I've never seen. Yeah, I like John Carpenter's Vampires. Well, Captain Brandon, I don't really care what Ice Cube thinks when he's doing stuff like Are We There Yet and Are We Done Yet? Ghost of Mars kissed the shit out of Are We There Yet and Are We Done Yet? Ghost of Mars, I think, is a fun movie compared to fucking Ride Along and Ride Along 2. Fuck Ice Cube. There, I said it. And I don't even hate Ice Cube, but fuck it. I actually like Ice Cube, but just because he thinks Ghost of Mars sucks doesn't mean I will. Hell, lot better than Are We Done Yet or Are We There Yet or fucking Ride Along 1 and 2. Yeah, this damn delay on this stream thing. But is he there yet? His paycheck is there. Austin Wiltred, you didn't need sequels to The Crow. When they do a sequel to The Crow, all they're doing is remaking the same movie. Only they do it shittier and shittier with Edward Furlong, Or the fucking Vincent Perez, whatever the hell his name is, City of Angels. All they're all are remakes. Holy Man, you mean Holy Shit? Yeah, that's on the list. Speaking of which. Other things on the list, Prisoner, number 19, Leprechaun 3, number 20, The Last Broadcast, number 21, Leprechaun, the first one, number 22, Cyborg 3, number 23, Phantasm 4, number 24, number 25, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, number 26, Trucks with Timothy Busfield, number 27, Mars with Olivier Gruner, Omen 4 is on the list, so on and so forth. At this point, I don't really have to go through the list. I think more people are just wanting me to comment on people in the comment section, so that's fine. Because I don't want to force people to doing. This is Chapman for fun. People can feel free to comment. I can always do a separate video going through the list. This way I can just hang out with you guys instead of forcing that on you. So let's see. What is your worst Eddie Murphy film in the 90s, Matt? I don't know what would be the worst one. Probably Vampire in Brooklyn. I would say Vampire Brooklyn would be the worst Eddie Murphy film in the 90s. The most underrated one is Metro. I never understood the hate for Metro from the 90s. I think that's a good movie. Worst scene, Speed 2? I have no idea. The action scenes are fun, but I don't know. Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3 is on the list. But I would rather watch that than Vampire in Brooklyn. Because Vampire in Brooklyn, if he made that movie like The Golden Child, where it's just a normal guy and take stuff from Fright Night, would have been a classic to me. But no, he had to be a fucking villain, and it wasn't funny, and then it wasn't scary, and it was just, for Wes Craven, it was disappointing. I don't know Dinobot, I don't know the answer to that question. Most overrated film of the 90s, I don't know. Least worst film of the year, I don't know. Grumpy Bearston, I don't know. Which is worse, Species 2 or Astronaut's Wife? I would say The Astronaut's Wife. Because all it is a shitty version of Rosemary's Baby, only with aliens instead of demons. Murray Seat, I saw Death by Temptation. I thought it was pretty boring. Eddie Murphy liked Metro. I saw an interview years later. I'm surprised. I love to see that interview. Tremors 2, I love. I think it's one of the best direct-to-video movies. Pet Sematary 2, I don't think it's that bad. I'm sorry. Accidental Hero, I didn't see. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, I think is great. Touch the Avengers sequels, I don't even pay attention to them. Well, Lucas Dream, my favorite Terminator is this one, so I guess that's the bad Terminator. I prefer over his good Terminator. New Nightmare is my favorite horror sequel ever. The Video Invader, that's a good choice. Captain Brandon, Horror Lover. Tremors 2 is a good for direct-to-video 90s release, just like the other two in my box set. I can understand that. Pentathlon, that's on the list. It's not the worst Dolph Lundgren film in the 90s. That would be films like Cover Up. People keep mentioning Home Alone 3. I haven't seen Home Alone 3. I've only seen Home Alone 1 and 2. Worst Bill Murray film in the 90s? I'm not sure. I like a lot of his movies from the 90s, honestly. I liked Man Who Knew Too Little. I liked Larger Than Life. Candyman 2 is there. I would put Candyman 3 on the list before Candyman 2. Candyman 3 is on the list. Candyman 2 I thought was okay for what it was. Baby Geniuses I didn't watch. I'm not watching a film called Baby Geniuses. Curse of Puppet Master, I barely remember that, so I'm sure it's bad, but I barely remember Curse of the Puppet Master. Actors I think should retire, sure. Tom Hardy, Mark Wahlberg, Michael Fassbender. Met Your Wolf in Paris, yeah, that would be on the list. What's worse, Elm Street or Halloween remake? Both suck. There's no worse. They're both worse. They cancel each other out. Proteus 1995. Yeah, I actually did a review of that KLR Thumper. I did a rant on Proteus from 1995. I thought it was a lame version of Leviathan. Really, those kind of movies. Someone wanted a review of that. I don't know if they're still around because I didn't like the movie. The Peacekeeper I like with Dolph Lundgren. I think that's a decent direct-to-video film. Memoirs of Invisible Man, yeah, that's one of the John Carpenter films, the few that I don't like. Well, I like parts of it, but yeah. Worst Friday the 13th film? I can watch all of them, but I guess part 8, Jason Tate's Manhattan. Michael Fartbender, yeah, I forgot that is his name. Thanks for reminding me. Candyman 3, yeah, it's a shithouse flick, as you put it, Captain Brandon. I'll post an interview in the comment section later. He really say he liked Metro when the interviewer tried to list it as one of his worst. Oh, cool. I would appreciate that. I love Metro. I think that's one of my favorite Eddie Murphy films. Which is worse, Halloween's theatrical producer's cut? I think both of those cuts suck. I like Halloween 1, 2, 3, 4, and some of H2O. That's it. 5 I hate, 6 I hate, Resurrection. If it wasn't for the shitty opening, I would not hate it as much as other people. Because I didn't rant on it when I reviewed it. Because I'm like, if you took out the first 20 minutes, it'd just be slasher film. Desperate Measures is just mediocre. Worst Jess Speedman film, I would go Memorial Day. Try to watch Memorial Day, feel free. I still won't know what he did last summer is on the list. It's pretty damn bad. Do you think the quality of film started to diminish when? I have no idea. That's up to scholars. Did you know Linkin Park, the band that did Transformers movies, the lead singer passed last year due to depression? Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad. Howling 2 I have fun with. I like Howling 2 more than the first one. I said it. Because Red Brown shooting werewolves in the face, I like. Take care, Davey Viz. I like Jason X. Hi, Matt. Hi, Vu, as in VU. The Patriot, Steven Seagal. I think that's Seagal's worst film in the 90s. Honestly. Easily his worst film in the 90s. I rented on that. Of course, if people out there have seen my channel, you know I've reviewed all of Steven Seagal's films, so that was torture. His early films are great, but then his direct-to-video films are pretty fucking torture. I like Fire Down Below. I reviewed it. Fire Down Below is way better than The Patriot. Fire Down Below actually has action in it. Stuff actually happens in Fire Down Below. Nothing happens in The Patriot. Worst Robin Williams film in the 90s? I don't know. I haven't really looked at Robin Williams films in the 90s. I couldn't answer that. Can't think of any. Maybe the most disappointing would be something like Hook. I wasn't that much into Hook. Favorite film scores of the 90s? Daniel Davis. Broken Arrow. That's up there. Love score to Broken Arrow. The Corruptor would be on the list. I think that's a lame film with Mark Wahlberg. Mom and Dad Save the World would be on the list. Red Letter Media, I didn't know they did a review of Feeders. Second Decision would be on the list. That's a fucking boring movie. Flubber, I like Flubber. People keep mentioning Flubber. I don't mind Flubber. Fire Down Below, I don't think it's that bad. Steven Seagal, best movie to Lucas Green's Under Siege. Under Siege is good. I like, my favorite's Out for Justice. That's my favorite. Corruptor, that's pretty damn bad. Mark Wahlberg, if I want to watch action, I watch The Big Hit. The Big Hit wasn't that bad of a movie. But with him and Chow Yun-fat, they were not a good team. They had no chemistry with each other. Bicentennial Man, that's right. That would be up there for... I forgot about, that's right. Yeah, that'd be up there for Robin Williams films that I don't like. The best Clint Eastwood movie of the 90s? For me, it'd be either In the Line of Fire or The Rookie. I don't mind Snake Eyes. It's a time waster. On Daily Ground, half of it's bad, half of it's just a fun action movie. Under Siege 2, I did a review on Under Siege 2. I don't mind it. What Dreams May Come and Toys are your favorite Robin Williams films in the 90s? Video Invader. I agree. I love Toys and What Dreams May Come. I agree with your choices. I like The Replacement Killers. Murray. So do I. I didn't see the Three Ninja sequels. I've only seen the first one. Daniel Davis, I disagree. I like Father's Day. Never found it to be that bad of a movie. VU, I like Super Mario Brothers. So easily that over Street Fighter. I like Super Mario Bros. The movie. I never understood the hate for it. It's not like the game. Well, the game, you cannot make that game into a movie. I'm sorry, it's impossible. I've seen the Farscape TV show. I like it. Chill Factor, it's a time waster. It's, I don't think it's that bad. It's not memorable. It's there. Dinobot, I don't know what are the worst anime films of the 90s. I don't know. Austin World Cut, I like Mimic as well. Mimic 2 is shit. It looks like shit because it is shit. Which movie on here you're surprised is being mentioned? Well, I'm not surprised, but, well, someone mentioned Fight Club. I don't think Fight Club is one of the worst films in the 90s. Someone mentioned Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I don't think that's bad. Surf Ninjas is shit. I watched that again. Just cover a guy. I love Ninja Turtles 1 and 2, but Surf Ninjas, I could not stomach. Lucas Dream, Titan AE is underrated. I agree. I like Titan AE. I think that's a good flick. Man, when it comes to 90s slashers, which is more scary and kind of underrated? I Know We Did Last Summer or Girl from Urban Legend. I don't think any of them are scarier. Movie-wise, I guess I would prefer Urban Legend, just for the Urban Legend concept. But, the killers weren't really that great. Phantom? Do you mean Phantoms with Ben Affleck? I like the movie. Favorite anime films in the 90s? I don't know. Maybe The Lion King and stuff like that. Aladdin. Wild Wild West, I don't think it's that bad of a movie. But Ninja Turtles 3, I'm not going to defend it, but I've seen much worse movies. That's cool. I disagree with Video Invader. I don't like The Ninth Gate at all. It's over 2 hours long. I think it's very boring. KLR Thumper. Peter Weller is one of my favorites. Has he ever starred in a bad movie? Yes. Cat Chaser, for example, is a pretty bad Peter Weller movie. I think that's what it's called, Cat Chaser. Dinobot, no, not in the theater. I was never pissed off in the 90s. Batman Robin, sure. It wouldn't be in my top 100 worst of the 90s. I didn't see Sergeant Kabuki Man. I would put films like Double Dragon, The Saint, Alligator 2, Jury Duty, Sister Act 2. The Minion with Dolph Lundgren's pretty bad. The Mod Squad, The 13th Warrior. Those are pretty damn bad too. I don't know, Murray. I can't think of that. You said before in your Spider-Man reviews rants that your favorite is the 1990s cartoon ever seen Spectacular Spider-Man. I have not. Do you like the Mortal Kombat flicks? I like the first one, not the second one. Do you watch what did I watch on TV in the 90s? We only had 3 channels, maybe 4 channels. CBS, ABC, PBS, and another version of CBS. So I would just rent movies. Matt, Double Dragon was the only movie where Alyssa Milano looked kind of ugly. That's Austin Wilcott. Have you seen First Two with Sinbad? I've heard of it. I actually enjoy the 13th Warrior, Daniel Davis. That's cool. Teach their own. I think the 13th Warrior was very boring. It's like the movie didn't know where the hell it wanted to go. Rising Sun, it's mediocre, but it's Children of the Corn 2, I haven't seen forever, so I couldn't tell you. Star Trek 6 I like. Someone asked about Star Trek 6. Steel, yeah, that's pretty bad with Shaquille O'Neal. The Cellar 1989 in bad movies. Patrick Kilpatrick put in a powerful performance as usual. I barely remember The Cellar, so I couldn't tell you. The Joker, the new Halloween film, disregards Halloween 2. So it picks up after the first movie. Best film in 1994? Maybe Speed? I can't think of all the movies that came out in 94. Maybe Speed? Don't quote me on that, but maybe Speed. Was Broken Arrow 94 95? Right now, I'm going to say Speed with Keanu Reeves for best of 94. Private Parts with Howard Stern. I like the movie Tats McGee. Time Cop was 94. I would still put Speed, then Time Cop, then Shawshank Redemption. LA Confidential was overrated. I agree. I think Cop Plan was better in that year. Best fictional presidents of the 90s? I guess Air Force One. The worst sequel of the 90s? Like I said, Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. No, Halloween 7, New Moon Rising. That's the worst sequel of the 90s. Halloween 7, New Moon Rising. Tank Girl. I like Tank Girl. I reviewed Tank Girl. I liked the film. Fictional. Yeah, Air Force One with Harrison Ford is fictional. You ask fictional presidents. Fiction, as in not real. I said Air Force One, Harrison Ford. I like Billy Vu. I like Billy Madison. I like Happy Gilmore. I don't like The Water Boy. Lucas Green, I guess Venom if it was done right. In the Army Now with Pauly Shore, I love. I'm not a hater of Pauly Shore like a lot of other people. I grew up within the Army Now. I love that movie. Titanic, it's well made, but I don't care for the movie. The Spider-Man movie, the James Cameron, sure, I'd be curious about it. Best hood movie of the 90s? I'm not sure. Tales from the Hood? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not a fan of The Water Boy. Favorite TV sitcom in the 90s? I'm not sure. Maybe Home Improvement? Maybe. Let's see. Worst Pauly Shore movie? I would say Jury Duty. Easily. Just checking something real quick. So if I'm not reading the chat, I apologize. Just checking something. Okay. Have I seen the 13th floor? Yeah, I was bored by it. Baby Herman, I haven't been to launch on Silver's at years, so I couldn't really tell you what I would order. Probably a little bit of everything, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of shrimp, a little bit of fish, a little bit of everything. Hush puppies. Can I name an actor who became famous in the 90s? I don't know. You can look that up yourself. I'm not. Vu a little bit. These live chats, they're fun. It's hard to keep up. I have it in slow mode. Best full moon movie? I don't know. Does Doll Man count? So I guess Doll Man. I did review The Faculty Austin Wilcott. I liked it. Worst Nickelodeon movie? The Super Chuds movies. The Ninja Turtle movies, because Nickelodeon owns them. That Michael Bay produced. Down by, I think I did a review of The Birds too. It was there. It was not that good. There's a 90s Transformers movie. I don't know what you mean by a 90s Transformers movie. I don't remember any 90s Transformer movies. Subspecies I haven't seen. Never really cared to see them. Hitchhiker's Guide movie, didn't really care for. It was like, eh. Daniel Davis, The Birds 2 was there. For a made-for-cable movie, I've seen much worse than The Birds 2. I'm sorry. Watch Howling 7, watch Nemesis 2, 3, and 4. Watch a lot. There's a lot worse than The Birds 2. The best Nick movie? I don't think there is one. Least favorite Jim Wynorski movies? I don't know what all he's directed. So I couldn't tell you. Best comedy of the 90s? I don't know. Not sure what my favorite comedy of the 90s would be. I'd have to look. Because I think I did a list of my favorite films in the 90s. So I have to look on that. On Letterboxd is where I have these lists at that I made. I was going through the list of the worst films of the 90s, but people weren't really interested, so I don't want to force that on people. Comedy? I guess Clerks, The Big Lebowski, Friday, those would be some of my favorite comedies of the 90s. I saw Go once. I don't remember much about it. Worst Arnold film? I don't know. Sabotage? Best Stallone comedy? I would go with Oscar. Keep up the awesome work, Matt. Thank you, the Boba Fetts. Thank you. I don't watch Jeremy John's reviews, Jillian, so I couldn't tell you. I don't watch Jeremy John's because I'm not a fan of his. Nothing personal. I'm just not a fan of his. So I'm married an axe murderer. I liked it with Mike Myers. I think he should do more movies like that. People wondering, am I sick or tired? No, I'm just trying to keep up with all these comments. I even have in slow mode, and it's hard to keep up. Take care, Caleb. What do you think of The Stand? I liked it. Best John Woo film? My favorite is Hard Target, my personal favorite. Yeah, there's a lot of creature features in the 90s, a lot of good ones. So I'm Marry an Axe Murderer. I like with Mike Myers. It was nice because he was playing a regular guy, not just a character. I wish he would do more of those. Thank you, Lucas Green. Dinobot, I guess sequels to the 2007 Team and Two movie. I guess I would put that over the more Super Chus movies. Have a good night, Grumpy Bear's Den. I like The Lawnmower Man. I don't know if I would say too underrated, but it was decent. I mean, more than I liked the film, but I did review the film. Worst creature feature flick? I have no idea. Favorite and least favorite 90s Steven Spielberg movies? Most underrated creature features? I don't know. I don't know, it's hard to come up with answers to these questions out of the blue, folks. Underrated creature features: Leviathan, Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, Deep Rising, The Relic. Favorite and least favorite 90s Spielberg movies. Just Jurassic Park would be in the favorites. Trying to think all he did in the 90s. Least favorites. I guess Hook would be in that list. When I said blown away, I meant the one with Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. I'm not a big fan of the one with Jeff Bridges, but it's a lot better than the one Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, the softcore porn movie. I like The Cable Guy. Godzilla movie to be made by Stan Winston, I'd be curious. Dumb and Dumber versus Fight Club, I guess I would pick Dumb and Dumber, but they're two very different movies, so it's hard to compare. I like both. Lucas Green, I just put up with bad movies. I watch a good movie. 55 Porter, that's cool if you like the Corey Blown Away. To me, it was just a softcore porn movie with. It was weird seeing Corey and Corey Feldman star in a softcore porn movie. Bleeders, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. Would you have liked to have seen the Godzilla movie? I answer that, Dinobot. Yes, with Stan Winston. Worst best of the best film? Probably the fourth one. I would say the fourth, the last one. 2 and 3 are my favorite best of the best movies. Our Fanatic Mart, I don't remember anything about Go. So no, I don't remember that part. That's cool, Dinobot, no problem. That's cool, Jerpin. I'm not much a fan of Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. I think as a kid I didn't mind it, but today it's more about her shopping and getting a job, and less about the babysitter being dead. So the title's kind of, I mean, the title's not a lie, but that's like the first 20, 25 minutes of the movie. And it's more, then it's like Working Girl or Sex in the City or something. Are there any movies you like that to have? I don't want any movies to get rebooted and remade anymore, considering all the shitty ones we get. Private Parts for Howard Stern, I liked it. Dream movie that never got made. Isobar with Stallone is one. Shadow Conspiracy with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell about Vietnam soldiers that come back to the U.S. and Kurt Russell's like the good soldier that goes after them. I think it's called Shadow Company. Not Shadow, yeah, Shadow Company, not Shadow Conspiracy, Shadow Company. Isobar with Stallone. Horror movie on a train. Fled, Lawrence Fishburne is just that's a pretty mediocre movie. Favorite Carnosaur film? I would say 3, although I like 2. People keep asking me this. Poor player. What is worse, Street Fighter or Mario Brothers? I liked the Mario Brothers movie. So Mario Brothers over Street Fighter. Neverending Story remake with modern special effects? I think that'd be worse. I like Neverending Story. I don't want to see a remake. I think the effects are great in Neverending Story. A movie that I think could have been done better? I have to think about that, Dinobot. I'm fine with the Cenobites and Hellraiser 3. Austin will cut. Orphan Mart, I don't remember much romantic comedies, so they're probably not on the list. Most of them are forgotten. I mean, I guess Constalin is a remake reboot. I guess. I guess, but it's not like a remake where like Peter Jackson's remake. I mean, I guess if I mean, other than King Kong being it didn't have too many similarities. So I guess if you want to put in that list, sure, I like that movie. I never saw Bound. Underrated buddy action comedies. I don't know. Showdown Little Tokyo, Tango and Cash, Gunman. Least favorite anime movies in the 90s? I can't think of any anime movies from the 90s. No, I never saw Neverending Story 3. I've only seen one Matrix anime movie, it's the Animatrix, and I liked it. What's worse, Street Fighter or no Double Dragon? I guess Double Dragon. Worst Disney film of the 90s? I can't think of much Disney films off the top of my head. My favorite Mafia movie? I don't know. I'd have to see a list to be able to pick that. Do you think we'll get an Expendables 4? I really hope so. Me, I don't want an Expendables 4. 2 and 3 killed my excitement for any more Expendables movies. Lucas Green for remakes, reboots. For every Kong Skull Island, there's a Super Chuds, there's a RoboCop, aka RoboCock, there's a Red Yawn, aka Red Dawn, there's a Total Recall, there's a lot more bad ones. Have you seen War on Everyone? Never even heard of that. I've seen The Dentist. It was decent. I haven't seen the sequel. Yeah, I don't care for Expendables 2. I thought it was very disappointing. Favorite horror franchise sequel in the 90s? Horror franchise sequel 90s. Honestly, I would say Jason Goes to Hell. My opinion. Yeah, I don't like Arlington Road, Austin Will Cut. I think that ending is bullshit. Scott Atkins, what does he have to do to get bigger roles? I have no idea because they don't. Hollywood doesn't care for those kind of people. Sadly, they don't need those kind of action movies. Down about who do you think would be a good director for a Ninja Turtles movie? Steve Wayne back in the day, who did Drive with Mark Dacascos, and the guy for Two Dark Hero. Nowadays, I don't know. Maybe the guy who did John Wick 2. Color of Night with Bruce Willis grew on me a little bit. For Richer or Poor, not much a fan of. For Love or Money, it's okay. Who would have played John Wick in the 80s? I have no idea. Down about what time is it? About 12:43. So I'm probably going to head off. So I'm getting pretty tired. I've heard of the Portal games, but I've never played them. Yeah, I'm probably going to head off now. There'll be a shorter type of stream. What's the worst horror franchise? Leprechaun or The Howling? I would say Leprechaun because there's never been a good Leprechaun movie. At least The Howling. The Howling has had a couple of good ones. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. So just want to thank everyone for coming in. I'll answer a couple of these last questions. I've seen King of New York. I didn't mind it with Christopher Walken. Phantasm 3 been released in theaters. Yeah, it's all right if it's in theaters. Yeah, there's a new Hellraiser came out. I've heard good things, but I'm sure I would hate it. But the 2017 movie is about figuring out. I guess Lucas Green. I guess I'd be into that movie. I don't mind The Good Son. Sorry, Corey. I don't really give out the information because people will use that kind of stuff against you. Thank you, View. Thank you. Take care, Justin. Jillian, thank you. 55 Porter, no, I don't want another Rocky film. I should have ended Rocky Balboa. Okay, John Matrix, thank you for letting me know on that. Thank you, Lucas Green. Thank you, Chaz and Jerk Pin. El Cornelio, sorry, I'm heading out. I've seen the first Prophecy film. I haven't seen the others. I like the first Prophecy. Thank you, Porter Player and Mao. Thank you, Dinobot. I agree, Rob Piercy. Thank you, Chris Pool 24. Take your Tinyware Presearch guy. Thank you, Corey. Sorry about that, El Cornholio. Sorry, open-minded movie man. I'm actually heading out right now. We started talking about 90s, but then people were more interested in just asking questions, so I didn't want to bother people by forcing them to listen to me to talk about the list. I'll probably do a separate video on that, just a pre-recorded video. Yeah, what I'll try to do next time, I'll make a short video saying when I'm doing a stream. Maybe I'll do that sometime next week, like on Monday or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a stream for Monday. Maybe I'll do that this Monday night at 7 p.m. or something. Maybe. No promises. John Matrix saw a clip of Nemesis 4. It looked so bad. I told you. I told you. See? We're talking about bad movies. Favorite Friday the 13th films? Jason Goes to Hell. What's the next stream about? I have no idea. Well, Martin Mikey Forever, this was just out of the blue. Was no plan for it. But thank you, KLR Thumper. Well, I'll probably do maybe on Monday. If I reach 10,000 subs, I'll do a video, like a 10,000 sub video stream on Monday, 7 p.m. Central Time in the US. And probably just be answering questions like I did tonight. But no, I haven't seen Omega Doom. I've heard of it. Email Fouchon. But yeah, I'm not going to promise anything, but maybe Monday. But yeah, have a good night. Take care. And we will see you later. Bye-bye.